Today, the Melbourne Storm and the Penrith Panthers meet in the 2025 Jersey Flegg Decider.
Peel is trapped, throws a reverse pass out. He finds here Murcar tries to cut back inside, flicks the ball on. Oh, that's great work. Mitchell Jennings will score.
Kick there from Bunting. Can he get the angle? No bounces friendly. It's been picked up from Murphy. Oh, it's the law again.
Melbourne won 17 games this year and drew one game to claim the minor premiership.
Go back to the right side. Brettle gets the pass away. Flat ball by Flegg. Oh, finds Clark. And Clark goes over the score.
The Storm breezed through to the grand final, defeating Cronulla 38-10 in the major semi.
And now there's a breakaway opportunity here for the Melbourne Storm through Isaiah Murga. Back on the inside. Here they come. It's Hugh O'Peel and a counter-attacking sucker punch blow.
The Purple and Gold are looking for their first Jersey Flegg title to add to the club's most successful season in the competition.
They go back to the right corridor. Morris puts the kick on the last tackle. Oh, it's bounced off the Panthers in a forward direction. Knock on by Hoteri Papali'i. Dived upon by Hoon, and Hoon scores the try.
Penrith finished fourth in the regular season and in the finals stepped up a notch, defeating Parramatta in the elimination final 32-12.
Bunting, and now looking to go backwards. It will be picked up, and Talau Patea will go in to score and extend the lead for the Penrith Panthers.
In the minor semi, the Riff were too classy for the Raiders, winning by 14 points.
Here they go. Murphy, hat-trick.
The Mountain Men had a scare against the Sharks in the preliminary final, leading by 24 at half-time before just getting over the line 40-36 at Jubilee.
Here's Lamont. Puts a kick. Has it got me too much mustard? Oh, what about that? Right place, right time. Tyler Butting scores.
The Panthers are looking for their sixth Jersey Flegg title and their first since defeating the Knights in 2022.
Katoa hits it. It looks all right. It's there. It's there for the Penrith Panthers.
The Melbourne Storm.
Morris gets a pass away. Oh, good pass out by Peel. Now stepping on the inside. It's Asari back on the inside. He finds Harath. Harath goes over.
And the Penrith Panthers.
Edgar passes it back. It's a try to Wigmore. The Panthers their way to the try.
In the 2025 Jersey Flegg Grand Final on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.
Grand Final Day 2025 at the Western Sydney Stadium. The Jersey Flegg going to be an absolute cracker between the Melbourne Storm and the Penrith Panthers. The Storm were first on the ladder, 17 wins this season, their maiden minor premiership in this competition, while the Panthers, they got there only just to fourth place. Do mind you, equal fourth, because Parramatta on points difference ended up in fifth in what was a tight, congested top five. Of course, the Panthers could have been in the top three if it wasn't for Ivan Cleary gate a few weeks beforehand when he decided to rest his whole first grade side. That meant the New South Wales Cup side had to go to first grade and the Jersey Flegg side had to go to the New South Wales Cup. But still, they're here, the Panthers, and they deserve to be. John O'Farr, you look at the talent in this Panthers lineup, they've got a really ripping lineup.
Yeah, they've got a red-hot backline as well, and looking at some highlights throughout the week, they're ready to turn up, and you could expect anything. But with the Panthers side in grand finals, and especially on a fast track like this, they're going to be a very hard side that it's going to be hard to stop. If they score points quickly, Melbourne are really in the contest. And yeah, look, Melbourne are in for a big game here, winning the minor premiership. That's great, but you've got to go on to win the premiership, JP.
Well, as they say now, you've got to play the full 80 minutes, or do we dare say, Jono, could be extra time at Golden Point the way these two sides play their footy. Fast tempo rugby, they play quick off the boot. Gee whiz, I'll say this. I think the player to watch for me for the Penrith Panthers, look, I've seen him play the last several times for Panthers this year, and I'm happy he's on the wing, and that's that man, Nick Murphy, because I think today, Nick, it will be Murphy's Law here this morning.
Yeah, and you look at Gerard Lydiard as well, 27 tries, leading try scorer in the Jersey Flegg, and leading point scorer as well. I think 193 points he scored this season. So, yeah, look, they've got an electric back line. The Panthers have got an unbelievable depth. We've seen it firsthand the last couple of years. Melbourne are a very good side and deserving of minor premierships, but they only got there by 3 points. And Penrith, keep in mind, their loss in the last round, I think it was to the Raiders, that put them from second to fourth.
And that was the Cleary game when he changed everything around, of course, when the Canterbury side, of course, in the game against Canterbury, he made sure they played the New South Wales Cup side in the NRL that week. But the atmosphere at the moment is electric now. It's 11 a.m. or just before 11 a.m. And the amount of adjustments we've already done with the sound effects to lower it down, there is a good crowd building here. Panther supporters out there see purple as well. And look, this is probably going to be a 4,000 this game at the start, and it might end up with 4.5 to 5, but it is building here at the Western Sydney Stadium. Connor McNally's on the sideline. What a day for rugby league. As Connor's decided to go walk a bit.
No, you put me on silent.
No, I did not.
You did.
Yeah,
I was starting to talk.
No.
I know. I'm going to argue here and say you put on, which you did just now. So
I did
that was
now on purpose. No, what happened, right? What happens, right? Is sometimes you get in awkward spots at the ground, and I like blaming Connor when the wireless mic doesn't work.
I'll blame you for that. But anyway,
it was the wireless mic. You know that.
No. It was on. It was on.
Well,
Thank you very much.
I'll tell you what. I'll be cutting you off if you talk over me inside the quarter line.
Okay, I'll be quick. Ground is absolutely picture perfect. Can't wait for this match. We talked about it in the pre-game. It is a fast track today. There is a good crowd in already, predominantly Penrith supporters. There is a smattering of the Melbourne on the eastern side, heading towards the Westfield side of the ground. But I think it's going to be an absolutely cracking game. The northwesterly breeze is coming through. Let's bring it on.
Yeah, well, we can call it the banking side of the ground, JP. I see St George banking.
Yeah.
See, you know what? The Dragons can win without St George being a sponsor this year in the New South Wales Cup. And also, we've got the air conditioner LG over there.
Life's good.
Life's good.
Can I just say, how many... Parramatta's the city to me now.
I'm not arguing that.
It feels like that's why I hate going to Parramatta now. It feels like going to the city because there's so many buildings and it looks cool. Like all the high rises. I want to get an office at one of those high rises. Imagine having an office, have the binoculars on the top floor, calling the footy.
That one they're building just above on the other side, that'd be unbelievable.
They're good.
You go about halfway up that building, you got a prime view.
It's totally different to what Parramatta was, 10 years ago even.
Oh, yeah, and then again, it's vastly different with Cumberland Oval. Cumberland Oval was a dust bowl compared to this quality, multi-purpose venue that this Combank Stadium is.
Now, Jersey Flegg not too far away. The Melbourne Storm side, they've got some good players along the shop. One in particular I'm looking forward to watching is Dylan Brettle. He's a good halfback.
Great halfback, yeah. He can create a lot of opportunities in the middle. He's got a really handy kicking game, and he can put Amazi Amerga in some pockets as well. He's very, very quick. So they seem to go to that left edge a lot. They've got some punch up the middle with Newton Fardair and, of course, Talas Abel, so they've got some punch there, and of course Preston Conn, the Jersey Flegg Player of the Year in the second row, so he'll be ready for a big game and wanting to walk away with a Player of the Year and a Premiership medal.
See the Newcastle women's side on the field at the moment as well, just having a feel of how grand final day is. Of course, they'll have obviously a warm-up before their game on the sides of the field here, but of course they'll be using the indoor area at the Western Sydney Stadium because there's no backfield here, which is a shame in some regards, but they've got this massive complex downstairs where they can warm up. It's so cool the way they've built this stadium. Of course, it is... I can't believe how good this stadium is. Like, you think about... I love the old Parramatta for it was a suburban ground. This isn't a suburban ground. This is a top-tier stadium.
It is, and Parramatta needed it, but it reflects the way that Parramatta's going in the last couple of years, JP.
I will say this now, it's like it's the new version of the mini CBD. Well, I think Nick said it as well. It feels like the CBD to me now because you've got that light rail stop that stops in front of the, I think, a block outside of the cathedral of the stadium, you know. It's just... And as well, to what's great about Parramatta is just the traffic is just like the city. Yeah, there are streets that you go like 30 or 20 kilometres on the road. Like, fair dinkum, seriously, this is a great day out here to be at Parramatta. And it is a great day to be able to have a bit more coffee in the system. And for Christ's sakes, if you're out there in the crowd, slip, slop and slap. UV levels are 5 at the moment.
Jeez. And can you give us a temperature, JP?
It's 22 and 2.2 degrees, but it feels like 21.6.
You know what I feel about that?
It should be feels like that.
It feels like it is.
But I'll tell you what, do they really need to blast this music out this loud already?
Well, there's a big crowd building, but not that big, so yeah, they could turn it down just a fraction.
Oh, that's not how it works, you know. It's all about getting everybody excited and
hello.
getting the fans G'd up. As here come the Melbourne Storm onto the field.
So Preston Conn leads his side out. They look fired. They look ready to go. They haven't made many changes from the side that came through and beat the Sharks a couple of weeks ago at Leichhardt. So they'll be on the left side of your radio dial, and here come the Panthers. Let out by their half, Tyler Bunting. Parochial crowd, you can imagine we're not too far from Penrith. JP, I reckon this game will go down and be decided in Golden Point. What do you reckon?
If it's going to be like a field goal a la Izzy Katoa, we could be in for a barnstorming game here this morning. Dare say this, and I will be factoring the weather at the moment is very muggy downstairs, so it depends how the conditions, and as well too, I always think about the two words in my head. It's called composure, and who comes up clutch in this grand final. Because I'll say this, before the start of this season, none of these two teams will play 80 minutes of rugby league. Well, damn it, this could be 80 minutes plus here this morning.
Well, Melbourne Storm got them twice, the Panthers, in the season, in round 5 and round 14. Will they get them third time the charm, or can Penrith upset the apple cart? Morris gets us underway. Nice deep kick. It's taken there by Bunting, and he offloads the pass. And it's a great early run there by Vaialalo, and the Panthers will play it about 11 metres out from the line. Tuaui from dummy half, a juggling effort there for the Panthers, and great defence from Con. Puts his defensive man to ground. Tuaui from dummy half, floats the ball, across the line they go. And this time the Panthers take it up through Hansen. They'll play it just outside their quarter. Tuaui from acting half, floats the ball across field. Good run through the middle, and it's Wigmore. Quick little shoot and scoot, Tuaui, and Edgar gets absolutely smashed by the Melbourne Storm defence. That was Satrick with a hit. Bunting with the kick downfield. Towering bomb from him, and Murga off his own quarter line brings it back. He loses the football, and the Panthers have regathered it here. JP Patea's got the footy. They're just outside the quarter. I might stay with it just for a moment. Bunting gives the ball across field. Vaialalo goes inside the quarter line. JP wants them to go left. Let's see if they do that. Tuaui from dummy half. Bunting floating pass, gives it to Armstrong. Armstrong will play it about 15 metres short of the line. Closer to the western touchline. Tuaui goes right side, gives it away. Scanlon, Bunting, Edgar in some space. And Edgar will play it about 12 metres out, this time closer to the eastern touchline. Penrith looking dangerous early. Tuaui gives it away. Scanlon straight up the middle, gets some valuable metres and plays it 5 metres short of the line. Tuaui from dummy half, hard at the run they go. And that's a good from Wigmore. That's 5 gone for the Panthers. They're about 4 metres out. Tuaui from acting half, goes the blind. Bunting, kick to the corner. Not the best looking kick, picked up by the Panthers. Patea. Ball goes into touch. Not a bad set there from the Panthers, JP.
Not a bad set, but I just thought once he got to tackle 3 and 4, looked very lethargic, very flat. Panthers players just didn't move up right. Didn't like sort of the way they closed that set out. Very average kick there from Bunting, but as expected in a grand final, there's nerves for both these sides. Like, which team can control their nerves? And again, the key word that both these coaches will be preaching is composure.
So the Melbourne Storm will play it. From dummy half they go. Across the line. Good run there from Newton Fade, who's straight through the gap. And he goes over 30 to almost the 40, about 12 metres short of the halfway line. Dummy half, little quick tap, Satrick, straight up the middle, but there's a penalty there. Inside the 10. And so the Melbourne Storm will find touch on the eastern side. Connor McNally sideline, how are you seeing it from down there?
Well, I've got to say, Penrith got a very, very strong start. That early mistake there from the Melbourne Storm did cost them quite a bit, but they're now getting inside Penrith territory with that kick towards the eastern touchline. So it'll be interesting to see in this set of 6 what Melbourne can do to apply some pressure to the Panthers.
Along the back line they go. And Newton Fade put to ground. He's inside the 40. Satrick from acting half. In fact, that there is Newton Fade, who goes inside the 30. Now they look dangerous in this early passage. Quick little ball across to Morris. Gives the ball right side to Con, and Con's put to ground, 25 out. Satrick from dummy half. Across the back line they go. Nice work there to Peel, floating past to Murga. Down the touchline, Murga gets the ball back. He's gone into touch before he got the ball back to Jennings. And another set of 6 goes begging for the Storm, JP.
Great work there by the Panthers winger, putting a hand up, getting a touch on the ball there, just to negate that Melbourne getting a try there to Muga, and had to make the play at Panthers. And gee whiz, I'll give you credit for both these teams here, John. They're not afraid to throw the ball around, especially early stages in this grand final.
And Murphy, the man that you gave high praise to, takes it forward for Penrith. Plays it about 15 out from the line. Hard at the line the Panthers go, and they bring it to the quarter line. From dummy half they go. Gives it across to Lydiard. Lydiard, Brettle with a strong defensive effort puts him to ground. Little shoot and scoot from dummy half. And they're inside the 10. So an opportunity for Penrith just to build on their attack. They'll kick for touch on the eastern side.
Penalty apiece.
Game just in the early softening up period here for the Panthers. So too for the Storm. Across the back line they go. Edgar gives it away, and this time finds Vaialalo. And he'll play it just short of 30. Tuaui from acting half, goes left side, finds Bunting, gives the ball away. Nice work there to Hansen. Hansen will go inside 30, 25 out from the line, closer to the western side. Tuaui, cross to Bunting on the right. Little short pass. Great work there, Wigmore. He's put him through a few gaps, Bunting and Wigmore. They're inside the quarter. About 15 short of the line. Tuaui from acting half. Bunting again, first receiver. Swings it back for the Panthers. Little show and go there, Patea. Patea now gets some valuable post-contact metres and goes inside the 10. Tuaui from dummy half. Bunting again, little chip kick. Not the best option. And picked up by Brettle by the Storm. Connor McNally, your sideline. This place is a coliseum at the moment. It's so loud.
It is very, very loud, but it's the way that the stadium is designed. That's what makes it so, so good as the Storm work their way up towards the halfway line on the eastern side.
And they find themselves 15 metres short. Satrick, Morris, beautiful ball to Williams. And Williams will play it about 9 short of the halfway line. Satrick from dummy half. He's done that a few times. Straight up the middle they go. Tuamalata Brown pops the pass away. Hard at the line they go, and it's Peel straight under the black dot. And Melbourne go bang. They lead at 4 points to 0, and it came off the back of Satrick work.
Oh, unbelievable there by Peel. He left banana peels on the Panthers defenders, and they will slip in and slide it like they're on Mario Kart. My goodness gracious thing. The way they just went through the middle, Peel was receiving, goes, oh, I could go all the way if you don't mind. And Peel does the rest, and he peels a banana or 4 and says he copped it down. He gets the 4 points in this grand final.
Well, a great start. Satrick straight up the middle. Tuamalata Brown was an additional cameo there, but Peel raced away to score. And Hugo Peel gets a try, and the first try in this Jersey Flegg grand final. And Melbourne lead at 4 points to 0. Connor McNally sideline. Mate, they were so great up the middle, the Storm there.
Gabriel Satrick, he has been an absolute standout this season, along with some of the other players as well. And Peel in that fullback role. As soon as he took that pass there from Satrick, he just went to himself, planted underneath the black dot, and Melbourne have got the early advantage after a very shaky start initially for the Storm. They lead with the kick to come.
So Melbourne will have it through their 5'8" in Eli Morris from right in front of the sticks and 10 metres out.
And on the infamous JP kick, it's 100%.
So we're just about 8 minutes into this game, and the first points have come. You would think there'll be 6 points to 0. The kids, they love it here. And it's just fantastic to hear that conversation as Morris converts the Peel try, and it's 6 points to 0. Melbourne over Penrith in the Jersey Flegg grand final.
Yeah, just a great start there from Melbourne. And we've seen this before by the Melbourne Storm. They've absolutely put on, including against the Cronulla Sharks in their semi-final game, where they racked up 34 points and they decided to switch off the switch in the second half. The Panthers are going to be very wary of this. This Melbourne Storm outfit, they can start really fast. It's almost like a hurricane fast. They will go blitz and blops around the Panthers' defence if they're not careful at the moment.
So back underway, the Panthers get us. 4 points to 0. Hugo Peel, the try scorer. And Melbourne have it And a big run there. They take it to the quarter line. Newton Fardair. At the ball they go. Peel gives the ball across field. And the Storm will play it right on 30. Dummy half they go. Satrick gives it away to the prop forward there. In a Bell, who gets some good metres. He'll play it 11 short of the halfway line. Satrick from dummy half goes across field. And they go from the half in Brettle to the second rower in Lankild Farlair. And they'll play it 8 metres short of the halfway line. Satrick from dummy half. Straight up the middle they go. Hinchy. Good metres from him. Gets it to the halfway line. Satrick from dummy half. Floats it across. Brettle, kick downfield. Oh, it's an odd one. And it's picked up by Edgar at the back by the Panthers. And Edgar gets away, and a nice defensive effort from Con over the top. So now they'll play it right on their 10-metre line. And Murphy takes it up, and Melbourne JP are inside the 10.
Second penalty there for the Panthers, but good work job there by Melbourne, just getting through that 10-6, getting to the kick at the end. But discipline Melbourne, they've got to keep that in check. Don't get caught offside as the Panthers find a really good touch finder just 10 metres out from the halfway line.
And they'll find it on the western side. So the Panthers now, the little quick tap and go. They take it up through Jennings. And they'll play it about 5 metres short of the halfway line. From dummy half now they go. Quick little run from Armstrong. He'll get it to the halfway line. Tuowie now from acting half. Floats the ball across field. Gives it away to the big Hansen. And Hansen will go about 9 metres into opposition territory. Tuowie from acting half. Floats the pass across. Scanlon. Bunting gives the ball away. And finds Wigmore, who's inside 40, just short of 30. Tuowie from acting half. Bunting gives the ball away. Vialalo now. Held in the tackle. And he'll go inside 30. Tuowie from acting half. Goes to Scanlon. Floats the pass away. Beautiful work. Nice out to Fiamani. And Fiamani is wrapped up beautifully in the tackle. And that was the last tackle. So it'll be a changeover. And the Storm have it right on their quarter line. And Morris gives the ball away. Floats it to Tuamalata Brown. Quick little shoot and scoot from Morris from dummy half. They'll play it just short of the 40-metre line. Now the Storm play it. Peel from acting half. Little shoot and scoot. Goes into a wall of defence there from Penrith, and they'll play it 5 metres short of the halfway line. Satringid, regular programming. Back to Brettle. Gives the ball away. Nice to Hinchy. Hinchy will be tackled. Standing effort. And plays it just short of the halfway line. Satrick, Brettle. Good ball away. Jennings in some space. Jennings now. Still going Jennings. Floats the pass. Satrick. That looked a little forward. But it's play on from dummy half. Jennings gives it to Murga. Back to Jennings. Juggling effort. The Panthers come up with it through Patea. Oh, razzle-dazzle rugby league there, JP, but no result.
Bit of razzle-dazzle. I thought the pass was wrong. They're going back towards inside. But if that pass was straight to Murga there, I reckon Melbourne would have got their second try. But Panthers defence holding sturdy the last several minutes, but they've got to try and hold on to this Melbourne Storm Hurricane Tornado onslaught.
Tuowie, Armstrong floats the pass across. Great run already there. And Vialalo is tackled just short of 30, about 25 out. Tuowie from acting half, floats the ball across, gives it away to Scanlon. Scanlon now, plays it 15 short of the halfway line. Back to Bunting. Nice driving kick from Bunting. Down it goes into the arms of Peel. Peel now looks for support in the flashy yellow boots. Gets away from one. Very Billy Slater-like. Peel floats the pass. Bit of a hospital effort there. Gives it away to Tuamalata Brown. Tuamalata Brown straight up the middle. And he'll play it on the 40-metre line. About 11 metres short. Dummy half is Peel. Goes across. Big effort there from Williams. Williams is brought to ground 5 short of the halfway line. Murga now from acting half. Little shoot and scoot. Hop, skip and a jump over the halfway line. Couple of metres into opposition territory. Con now in an acting half. Floats it left side. Gives it to Morris. Morris gives it away. Nice from Hinchy. Floats the ball back. Goes to Brettle. Lost footy. Picked up Patea. And the Panthers have it. And they're 5 into opposition territory.
Set restart.
Along the back line. Bunting gives it away to Scanlon. Scanlon goes inside 40. In opposition territory here. Tuowie from acting half. Goes right side. Bunting gives the ball away. Finds Wigmore. Wigmore's about 35 out. Tuowie from dummy half. Goes left side. Finds Bunting. Bunting gives it away. Good pass away there from Lamont and finds Vaialalo. He's inside 30. Tuowie. Now Lamont. Floats it to Armstrong. Great solid effort. Ball's gone back. Is that a lost possession, JP?
Lost ball there. Again, Penrith getting to the they look very stranded on that 30-metre mark. Just a pass in there just wasn't clean and crisp, but gee whiz, it's still to me a very cagey final. Even though Melbourne are top by 6, it's just very entertaining and very muggy temperatures. We'll have the scrum packed in the middle of the centre. I still think Penrith are not very happy with the way they're attacking, especially once they go over the halfway line. It just seems to be flat and lethargic.
25 before the break. Connor McNally sideline. How are you seeing the game down there?
Melbourne just look a little bit more stronger at the moment than the Panthers. I think the Panthers are just a little bit spooked from that early try there from the Storm to lead the match 6 points to 0, and now it'll be taken up by the Storm towards the 30-metre line, 20 in from the Western touch.
So they go from dummy half, and it's Satrick with a little shoot and scoot. Floats the pass away. Great work there from Jennings. Floats the ball away to Con. Con in some space. And they'll go inside 40. They're dangerous from that dummy half. Satrick now from acting half. Floats a pass. Brettle gives the ball away. Good run, Hinchy. Hinchy will play it to 30. Melbourne leads 6 points to 0, courtesy of the Peel try. Satrick, Brettle floats the pass. Peel gets the ball away. Nicely there to the centre in Williams. And Williams will play it about 22 out from the line, close to the western side touchline. Morris from acting half floats the pass across. Satrick gives the ball away. Big run there. And a Bell takes it inside the quarter line. 18 short, right in front of the sticks. Satrick to Morris. Morris puts the towering kick into the corner. High they go. Williams tries to pick it up. Morris. No try. Ball's down to ground. JP.
Lock on there, but I'm just... Again, the Storm's forwards are getting through those metres through the more forwards so easily, especially through the middle. Panthers' defence at the moment is very tiring. Of course, they've made a lot of tackles, but at the moment as well too, a lot of hands on hips, and it's been a very, very fast game, as fast as the nice, easy Sunday morning traffic on the M4.
So far, Miana plays it just on the quarter line. Along the back line they go to Patea, and he's almost through the defence. Post-contact meters gets him to 30. Tuowie from dummy half. Straight up the middle, Edgar. Edgar in some space and over the halfway line. In opposition territory, Penrith have got him on the rack here. Tuowie floats the pass away. Scanlon takes it forward. They go inside 40, looking dangerous here now. Tuowie from acting half. Bunting with the kick. Ricochets off the Melbourne attack. Goes away, Lamont. Lamont picks it up, stops and props. Lamont now gets taken over the top there. Referee says that'll be a penalty. And it was a late hit there by Casey Newton-Farder. JP, do they go for the 2 or do they go for the tap and go?
Got to tap and go, but I think to me Penrith look very threatening if they keep going towards that right-hand side.
Tuowie, Vaialalo. They go to the 10-metre line. Looking dangerous here, the Panthers. They need to get back in it. Tuowie floats the pass. Bunting holds it up. Edgar stops and props. Gives the ball back. Patea. Beautiful footwork inside the 10. Looking dangerous towards the eastern side touchline. Cuts back. And he'll be brought to ground about 8 metres short of the line. Real chance here, I reckon, on this left side for the Panthers. Tuowie. Bunting. Looks and stops and props. Bunting floats the pass. Patea out wide. Lydiard! Lydiard is over! And the Panthers strike back. Try number 28 of the season for Gerard Lydiard. And it's 6-4. Kick on the way.
Try 28 for the season for Lydiard. It was at the right place at the right time. He stayed on his right-hand side of the wing. If he just stayed there, wait for that pass, he knew he was going to get there. He had that Melbourne Storm winger stuck on ice there, and great work from Lydiard, who gets to the Panthers over 4 points. They can hear the Panthers fans going flat out absolutely nuts here on the O'Connell Street side stand, and my goodness, that's what Penrith needed. And boy, oh boy, it was worth coming with the set restarts and the penalties coming in behind them with the last several minutes. Penrith was really well rewarded there.
Connor McNally, it's very, very loud down there. The Panthers supporters, they loving that try, but they needed it to get back in the game, eh?
Oh, most definitely. Gerard Lydiard, I love watching him play, particularly when he's on that right wing. Put him on the left wing, he works just as effectively, but on that right wing, absolutely impressive. He just dive-swanned over. And another try, that's his 28th of the year. Great effort by Gerard.
So Bunting has the kicking duties on that far side. He's right on the touchline as Lydiard dived into the corner. Did particularly well with very limited real estate. And he'll play it about 25 out. He'll have the kick. And he's right on the eastern touchline. This to make it 6 points all in the grand final. Almost 21 before the break. This is probably the loudest I've ever heard CommBank Stadium, and the place isn't even full.
Not bad for a morning game.
Great atmosphere. Hope you're enjoying it wherever and however you're listening to us, whether it's here in Australia or internationally.
Mr. Worldwide.
As Bunting has this kick. This to make it 6 all. It's high. It's long. It's there. 6 all in the grand final. Bunting converts the try from Lydiard. And we've got a game on our hands here, JP.
I thought that kick was going to be short, to be honest with you. I genuinely thought that he just somehow snuck that in like a librarian there. It was a beautiful kick, and gee whiz, this has turned out to be a barn burner. It's turning into a simmer, and just which forward pack can dominate the next 20 minutes as we head into the first half break here.
So Vailalo now takes it from Edgar, and they'll play it about 18 out from their own line. Tawawi from acting half, floats the ball across, gives it to the second rower in Wigmore, who goes to 30. Tawawi appealing to the referee. To the back line they go. Lydiard, the try scorer, goes about 15 short of the halfway line now in their own half. Tawawi, Scanlon busts them early and goes to the halfway line. Good run from the lock forward. Tawawi from dummy half. Is it a bad play, the ball, JP?
I think he's picked it up for that. Well spotted there by the referee.
Old Lutzy.
Oh, wow. Didn't play the ball. The referee just, as I said, Lutzy was at the right place at the right time. Not like Lionel Hutz.
So Melbourne will have it on the halfway line. It's a crucial time to get it.
Check out our latest range at your local Hyundai today.
So Clark, he'll go to the 5 into opposition territory. Hinchy now. Damaging run from the lock forward. He goes inside 40. Satrick, who's dummy half. Morris floats the pass. Peel gives it away. Williams picked up by Murphy for the Panthers. And he goes bang into Satrick, and he's put to ground on the 30. Tawawi floats the pass to Edgar. And Edgar is put to ground by Morris, about 15 short of the halfway line. Tawawi from acting half, floats the ball across. And the Panthers still take it up. Hansen gets it to almost the halfway line. Goes from dummy half. Tawawi floats the ball. Edgar now goes to almost the 40 inside opposition territory. Tawawi from dummy half. Big steaming run there from Nullaval. And he'll go to the 30-metre line inside opposition territory. They need to go to the right. Vailalo from Bunting. And they'll go to the quarter line. 6 points all. 18 to go before the break. Tawawi from dummy half. Bunting holds up the pass, floats the ball away. Out to Lydiard. They're in again. Gerard Lydiard gets a double. It was a beautiful pass from Delilah Wigmore, and the Panthers lead 10 points to 6.
Well, that was coming again towards that right-hand side, and the Storm defence was just trying to retreat, but they just couldn't get their end yet, and Lydiard has bagged themselves a double in this 2025 Jersey Flegg Grand Final. Gee whiz, it was just patient building. The Melbourne defence rushed up and they got there nice and quickly there, the Penrith Panthers, as we look at that replay. Melbourne Storm tried to retreat, nice running line yank, and the Melbourne winger there just rushed up again. Peel couldn't get him. And it's another, as Lydiard bags himself a double. As they say, Jono, as wingers, he needs to be at the right place at the right time. He was at the right place at the right time, not once but twice.
He certainly was. Well, he's got a number 2 on his back, and Connor McNally down that right edge, who your sideline, mate, they're just cutting them to ribbons, aren't they?
Oh, totally. Absolutely cutting them to ribbons, like you said. And just that right side of the moment for the Penrith Panthers is just working for them so well at the moment. And Jariah Lydiard being the big X factor at the moment for the Panthers as they look to extend that lead with the kick to come from Tyler Bunting.
And he's got it from the exact same spot that he kicked the first one when Lydiard kicked it. Lydiard kicked over for a try. He's 25 out right on the eastern touchline. Was successful on his last occasion. He's 1 from 1 going into this kick. This to make it 12 points to 6 in favour of the Panthers in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final in glorious conditions here in Parramatta. The Cathedral of Rugby League has turned on a great day. The fans are enjoying it so far. We're getting a decent crowd as well, and it's still filling up. As Bunting has this kick, it's high, it's long, and it's unsuccessful. So it remains at 10 points to 6, JP, after that try to Jariah Lydiard.
It's just cool, calm and composed there with Penrith having the weight of possession the last 10 to 15 minutes. Hold on possession. Melbourne Storm just not completing their sets there at the right time, and the Purry Pink Panthers, they're just getting that ascendancy, especially towards the middle of the forward pack. Melbourne going to try and bounce back with 16 minutes left to go here in this first half.
So Morris gets us back underway for the Storm. It's a big damaging run from the Panthers. And again, Nullavow gets some good metres to the quarter line and just busts off. Tuowie floats the pass away. Wigmore takes them up. Goes to almost 30. Tuowie now from acting half. Floats the pass away to Scanlon. Scanlon busts away from 2. Comes to a third. And he's put to ground. He's about 9 short of the halfway line. Still in their own half. Tuowie to Bunting. Down the left edge. Bunting now tries to fire some spots. Tries to go inside 40 and does. Still goes Bunting. Picked up there. Patea. Juggling effort from him. And Patea will play at 35 out from the Melbourne line. Tuowie. Scanlon along the back line. Lamont. Armstrong. Good run from him. Good low effort there from Morris to put him to ground. They go inside 30. Tuowie from acting half. This time they go to the right. Finds Bunting, who puts the towering bomb up. Up it goes, down it comes. Lydiard, beautifully taken by Murga. Oh, that was a contested take.
Oh, hello.
And there's a bit of push and shove out there, JP, between the sides.
Just trying to say, hey, settle down here. After the game here, we got Macca's just across the road here. Let's just settle down here. Everybody can have their chicken McNuggets when they want to.
What? There's a bit of fire and brimstone, Connor, down sideline.
Oh, totally. But what is with you and the chicken nuggets, JP?
I think he's searching for a sponsorship.
I think more than a sponsorship, he just wants a free feed.
Oh, well, how good. So Melbourne will have it after that take from Murga. And the referee says, boys, we've got to get back on line. Stay on side. And now Melbourne will take it up through Lankild Farlair. And they'll play it about 11 metres short. They're inside their own half. Bredel gives the ball away. Finds it now to Clark. Clark goes to the halfway line. Good metres from him. Satrick from dummy half. Gives the ball away. Floating pass. And they go from Blundell to Hinchy. And he goes inside 40. Satrick from dummy half. Morris floats the ball to Con. Con launches at the line. And he'll go inside 30. Looking dangerous here, the Storm. Satrick from dummy half. Floats the pass across. Gets the ball from Blundell to Bredel. And they'll go inside 30. Satrick from dummy half. Gives the ball away to Morris. Little chip for the corner. High goes Murga. Picked off Panthers. Regathered. At the line they go. That's a try to Melbourne. And it's Mitchell Jennings. And the Melbourne Storm climb back. 10 points all at CommBank.
Well, I didn't realise that the bank was open on a Sunday and they got their opportunity to the Melbourne Storm. The kick, well, I generally thought that was a knock on there from the Melbourne Storm. But Chili's, Melbourne there was right place at the right time. Jennings just way back as they try to pop the pass back. And Jennings was at the right place at the right time. 10 points apiece here with a kick to come. Yeah, so they've got the Panthers with the knock on. Look at a barbed straw through, but Jennings just barged himself over like he was a light rail heading towards Combank Stadium. His get there. And actually, great work by the camera crew at the ground. He was there at the right place at the right time. He didn't give up. He was gritting and grinding, and he clawed his way over the try line to make this 10 points apiece.
So 2 tries to Lydiard, a try to Peel, and now a try to Jennings, and we're 10 apiece here at Combank with 12 and a half to go before half-time as Queen blasts across the PA. So Connor McNally's sideline, you'd be just getting the giggles right now.
I've got a bit of a smile on my face. This is my wedding dance song, would you believe?
Is that right?
Yeah. Not that you needed to know that.
Oh, well, we do now.
Yeah. Well, I got to say that it was like up there Kazali with that mark there, and unfortunately for Penrith, they knocked it on in there, and it was in the favour of Melbourne to pick it up and go on and score that try with Jennings. That was absolutely brilliantly played there by the Storm.
Well, we've seen that play throughout the season where the kick's gone to the corner for Murga, who's normally caught it and then popped it to Jennings, and on this occasion it sort of went that way, but it was more Johnny on the spot. And Jennings scores the try to make it 10-all, and now Morris has this kick for Melbourne. He's 10 out from the eastern touchline. He's 22 in from the line. This to give Melbourne the lead with 12 to go before half-time. High, long, straight between the posts. Melbourne lead it 12-10 in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final.
Yeah, but just Melbourne getting their ascendancy back. Again, they go back to their patterns. They're going straight, they're getting their forwards to go through to the middle and testing out the Panthers' defence. And we see on that replay again, just a nice kick. Had to make the play at the footy. Gets the knock on, but it's just a very... Describe this game in nearly 30 minutes. It's a very tit for tat. No one's got that sort of momentum that you expected, especially with the Melbourne Storm, who dominated in this final series, especially against the Sharks. They haven't gotten away with it that quickly because the Penrith Panthers haven't allowed them, because the defence is holding up well thus far in this grand final.
And the Storm get it to 30. Cross the line to Satrick. Great run there from Blundell. And he goes to almost the halfway line with post-contact metres. Satrick from dummy half, little shoot and scoot, floats the pass across. Hinchy. Again, these two have been combining in that first receiver role. Satrick inside opposition territory, inside the 40. Bit of show and go, and Scanlon and Armstrong for the Panthers bring him to ground. Just shy of 30. Across the back line they go to Morris. Morris with the towering bomb. Up it goes, down it comes. Beautifully taken by Murphy, and Con just goes bang.
Oh,
dear, puts him to ground.
Oh, dear, the fruit man has absolutely knocked out Murphy's Law, and I think he's A-OK. I'm not sure if he's going to head down to get some advice for that, because, gee whiz, that's an illegal hit. Not an illegal hit, but he just got crunched.
A couple of days.
Oh, wow. Lamont across the line to Patea, and they'll play it about 15 out from the line. Panthers need to strike back. Storm lead it to Amani now. Gives the ball away to Lydiard. 12 points to 10 with 10 to go before the break in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final on the Hawkesbury Radio, Sydney Sports Radio stream. And they'll play it about 15 short of the halfway line, the Panthers. To Owie, gives it to Bunting, who puts the kick downfield on the last, and it goes into the arms of Peel. He'll bring it off his 10, go across the quarter, go across the 30. Peel now plays it 35 out from his own line. Where do you want them to go, JP?
They should have went to that left-hand side when Peel had the numbers on his side, but he just thought, I'll take the tackle. Now, Melbourne here, just got to continue going through the forwards here. That's where I think they've got them at the moment outmatched.
Up they go through the middle of the Storm. Gives it away, Jennings, Satrick. Floats the pass, Morris. Oh, it was a hospital one. And Armstrong puts him to ground inside 40, inside opposition territory. Satrick to Con. Con steps off one. Through the pack they go. Inside 30. 25 out from the line. Satrick from dummy half. Goes the blind. Little kick to the corner. Chance for Murphy. Sits up beautifully for Murphy. The pressure comes from Morris. Murphy puts it into touch. And another set of 6 for the Storm.
Murphy, once again, there, John, just been isolated. He had He was trying to run out of his own in goal, but unfortunately that wasn't at all there this morning. He's just getting caught up. And unfortunately, it's amazing how the Penrith Panthers haven't gone to his wing at all here in this first half. Should get more on the ball in a second, but again, Melbourne just showing the ascendancy here, and they're getting back that moment as we hear the fans chanting here at CommBank. There's 4,000 people. It doesn't sound like there's 4,000 people here at the moment. Oh!
Well, they've gone over the top. Lydiard to Peel, back to Murga. Murga to the 10. Short drop out from the Panthers. That was the reaction. They go from dummy half, floats it to Hinchy. Hinchy takes on the line, a big busting run. And Bowden comes in at acting half for Satrick. Bowden now from dummy half, floats the pass across. Clark at the line, the big fella. He rolls over the try line. And he's held up. So they'll go back to the 10, but a good run from young Cooper Clark. He'll play it right in front of the sticks, 10 out. Bowden now from dummy half, floats the pass across, gives the ball short to Blundell. And Blundell will play it 5 short. Bowden goes from dummy half, floats the pass to Morris along the back line. Brettle with a show and go, stops and props through the pack. And he'll play it a couple of metres short. JP wants them to go to the left. And he's been injured in that hit there.
Penalty there for a crusher, Jono.
So a crusher tackle a couple of metres out. Gives Melbourne a chance to regroup, have a deep breath. So too the Panthers. And Morris looks like he's going for 2 here.
Interesting.
So Morris will go for the conversion from right in front, and this will push them to possibly a 4-point lead. Connor, your thoughts on the Melbourne Storm's theory there?
Yeah, I think it's a good theory. Take the 2 points while you can, while you're in front at the moment. So why not? And it's a very smart thinking there. When you've got about 7 minutes to go before half-time, just take the 2 points and go for it. And JP, beautiful.
I need some apples. Where me apples at?
Who was that?
I've got no idea. My brain has gone a million miles now.
That's the coffee talking. So Morris will have this kick from right in front, 10 metres out. And this, you'd think he could chip this over with an iron.
He could do this blindfolded as well too, Jono.
Although Kieran Foran is from in front. When was it? Good Friday?
Good Friday.
And that was a similar kick. So I've seen everything. And Mark Levy, not the radio host, but Mark Levy in 1984 against the Bulldogs did it at the old Penrith Stadium. I can say the old Penrith Stadium because it's not there anymore. So now Morris to give Melbourne a 4-point lead here in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final with 6 to go before the break. He shouldn't miss this. And he converts. So Melbourne stretch it to 4, 14 points to 10. The minor premiers looking good in the grand final.
I still think it's an interesting decision to go for 2 right in front of the sticks with just over 6 minutes left to go. I just really find that decision interesting. 2 to 4, still a try in it, but like...
Well, if the Panthers score off their next set of 6 before half-time, that makes it interesting. But if Melbourne can score here, well, then it makes it harder for Penrith. We'll see what happens. Peel gives it away, and Clark, he gets some valuable metres and goes to almost the quarter line. From dummy half, it's Bowden, floats the pass across, and they go along the back line there to Tuamalata Brown. Bowden from dummy half, floats it to Con. They go over 30 and almost to 40. Still in their own half, the Storm. Bowden from dummy half, gives the ball away. This time to Blundell. And he'll play it about 5 short of the halfway line. Tackled to ground. Bowden from dummy half, left side, gives it away to Hinchy. Hinchy straight up the middle, gets some good metres. Tuaui from Penrith puts him to ground, 5 into opposition territory. Bowden to Brettle, kick for the corner. Down it goes, down towards Edgar. Get out of the way, ball boy. Edgar goes in and cannot get inside the field of play. Well, there was a ball boy.
There was a ball boy.
Just loose on the field. What are you doing, youngster?
And that is just an absolute brain fade I've ever seen one in any sort of rugby league level. A fair dinkum ball boy. My goodness gracious me.
And he's wearing Newcastle gear from head to toe. So I don't know if Edgar was put off there, but it's another set of 6 for the Storm.
To be honest, it would have to put you off. It had to.
Well, he certainly was aware of his presence, put it that way. Anyway, the Panthers with a big line dropout that goes almost 50 on the fly. And Blundell now wheels back, gets away from one. Runs at the defence, and Wigmore tries to put him to ground. So too Bunting. And a standing effort right on the quarter line. Bowden from dummy half. Floats the pass to Peel. Peel cuts and props and stops and just gets to the 10-metre line. Took the scenic route, really. From dummy half, it's Bowden. Floats it away to Brettle. Holds up the pass, Hinchy. Gives it to Morris. Floating pass out. Great work there from Williams, who goes inside the 10. He's brought back to the 10 with solid defence. Con from acting half. Floats it across Morris. Gives it away to Brettle. Brettle gives it to Hinchy. Hinchy now goes inside the quarter line. Melbourne looking a little lost here in attack. Goes away, now to Con, straight up the middle, goes Preston. 5 gone for Melbourne. Bowden from a dummy half, at the line, Clark! Has he got it? Has he got it? Lucci will text with his touchies, and Lucci says the Storm have got the try. And it goes to Cooper Clark for Melbourne Storm. And they now lead it 18-10 in the grand final.
Well, Cooper Clark had to try somehow get to the try line. But he did almighty well. He had 3 or 4 Panthers defenders dreading all over him. As we see the replay on the screen, courtesy of Bud TV, right in a straight line, 3 Panthers on him. Trying and trying, he was wheeling and dealing, he was borrowing like an echidna, and he found the try line to be remarkably well. And we talked about that 2 points earlier, John, that Melbourne Storm took. Well, they put me into shame.
Well, yes, but I mean, if Penrith had just been a little better defensively and maybe not had a ball boy run onto the field, that's ball boy gate. So Melbourne now can convert the try for Clark with Morris conversion. Connor McNally, how are you seeing the game? Are the Panthers a little lost?
I think they are. They've been very much battle-hardened throughout this final series, and you'd think that with all the games that they've won, they would be very, very competitive. But I think they're starting to show some signs of fatigue now compared to the Storm. And you might have been a little bit concerned that maybe not enough game time in this final series for the Storm, but they look a little bit fresher. They look a little bit more adaptive to these conditions right now, these humid conditions, and they are storming away at the moment with the kick about to come.
So 18-10 now with 90 seconds to go before the break, and now Morris can have this to give them a 10-point lead in the grand final, just in the shadows of half-time. And Melbourne on the edge of a dream. A first Jersey Flegg title. They now lead 20 points to 10 in the shadows of half-time here at CommBank.
It's the strange thing you said there. 40 minutes away from a Jersey Flegg title. It's unbelievable. The Melbourne Storm, a team that finished first in this competition, could win the Jersey Flegg Grand Final in a New South Wales Cup competition. It's just absolutely incredible against this high-class, quality Panthers side. As we all know, we know how quality the juniors are at Panthers, but it's definitely the Melbourne Storm running up the blitz here in this first half.
And they get it to the quarter line. Bowden from acting half, floats the ball across. Blundell straight up the middle. Good run from him. Gets it to 30. Bowden from acting half, goes left side, Brettle, gives the ball away. Hinchy gets some good metres. Goes 15 short of the halfway line, still in their own half. Bowden to Peel. Peel, who scored that runaway try to start things for the Storm. 8 metres short of the halfway line. Goes across to Clark, the last try scorer. Clark goes over the halfway line. Now Bowden from acting half. Goes right side, gives it away to Morris. A little chip chase from Morris. High kick taken by Murphy. And he's put to ground. And again, well read there by Murphy, JP. But Penrith, they've got to score before the break. Although they probably won't, because there's only a second left. As the Panthers will take it up.
They haven't been bad in this first half here, Penrith. As did anybody hear the siren out there? Because, gee whiz, but...
Well, the clock on the scoreboard has stopped. And there's the scoreboard. There's the siren. Oh, false start there maybe with the siren. As Murga takes the footy. And he'll put it into touch. Well, that's an interesting thing what Murga just did then. He ran towards the touchline.
Is that a penalty?
It is, and I'll tell you why. Because it's an intentional forward pass. I've seen this in a schoolboys final last year when Pats Blacktown did it. They threw the ball into touch, and it was forward, and it was an intentional forward pass. So Penrith now get the footy. That's twice I've seen this in rugby league. I couldn't believe it the first time I'd seen it. Penrith now have one more set of 6 before the halftime break. This is incredible.
And bizarre.
So Bunting now, look for the kick downfield. Bunting with the bomb. Up it goes. Down it comes. Lydiard. And this time Murga lets it go into touch. Well, a little bit of drama in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final. Can't believe I've seen that again.
Wow.
I saw that with Sully when Pats Blacktown played Endeavour on the halftime break. So halftime here at Combank Stadium, and the Melbourne Storm lead at 20 points to 10. Tries to Clark, Peel and Jennings for the Storm, and 2 for Lydiard.
Rightio, I was expecting to say half time. I was trying to count you out. That's okay.
That's
We'll be back on the other side of this. Jersey Flegg.
You're listening to New South Wales Rugby League 25 on the Sydney Sports Radio Network. You're listening to New South Wales Rugby League 25 on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.
Half-time at the Western Sydney Stadium, the Jersey Flegg Grand Final, and what has been a crazy game of football to start off with the kids. 20 points to 10, the Storm do lead. Their try scorers, Pill, Jennings and Clark. Morris, 3 from 3, plus a penalty goal. Gerard Lydiard has scored all the Panthers' points, 2 tries and a conversion as well, so he's 1 from 2. Nicholas Kutniak alongside Jono Farr, Justin Pineda, Connor Malley on the sideline. Jono, first of all, the Melbourne Storm, they open up proceedings of Hugo Pill.
Yep.
They looked dangerous for most of that first half, to be honest.
Yeah, they did, and especially at the back half. And Connor made the point towards the end of the half time there. They looked fatigued, Penrith. They looked a little lost in attack. There were 2 great tries from Lydiard, but yeah, since that, JP, they've just taken the foot off the gas a little bit.
They look very tardy. They look very nervous. It's just what we said before. We saw Melbourne taking on the Sharks in the semis. You can't get Melbourne. You're just sensing now that Melbourne, if they score next in the second half, then they could mount on the points here this morning. Just the way that they're going, especially with their forwards just going through the middle. They just look very dominant. Their forward pack for the Storm is just, they've been outstanding. That's where I feel like that's where their game is won, because they're winning that collision battle and field position. And
they're finding a way to score points. Like the Williams try was, Jennings try was a great example of that, where kick from Morris, juggle from Murga, but then Jennings just on the spot and in he goes.
And as well too, I look at the Storm and they go, that's the reason why I'm saying, that's the reason why they finished first on the competition table. And you go look at them going, and I don't know, I can't remember, dare we say this now with 40 minutes left to go. They've got that one hand on that trophy.
Yeah.
Do you sense? Yeah. They can't let it slip. If there's anything we've seen from the Storm in this final series, is they can run along, and I have a funny sense they may run away with this second half.
A couple of things I want to bring up. That penalty before half-time, which was the right call. Well, let's just say, I'm going to throw a forward pass because the half is over. You can't do that. Just take the tackle, champion. But I don't know why the Panthers didn't go for the 2. They weren't going to score a try out of that. You just try and hope to Betsy that you're going to get it.
And Bunting's been kicking well. So, I'm with Nico. I think they should have gone the 2 there. I just can't believe I've seen it again in a grand final. I saw it in the schoolboys final last year. Pats Blacktown and Endeavour Sports High, same thing, intentional forward pass, into touch. Endeavour got the penalty, got the conversion, got it, and then made it 12 all at half time. I think if Penrith had got another 2 points to make it 20 to 12, it might have made things a little interesting, but yeah, look, Penrith have to score in the first 5 minutes, because if Melbourne score first, they're just going to run away with it.
And that's the big thing, isn't it, Connor, that the Panthers have to be the first to score.
Absolutely, and I just want them to come out with a little bit more hunger in that second half coming up, because we've seen them come from behind a few times and they have performed well. But there have been games where they've just been overrun by their opposition. And in the case of Melbourne, they've been overrun by the Storm twice in the regular season. So I don't think they want to go 0-3 at the end of this match this afternoon. Speaking of which, Melbourne Storm, they're on track to become the first team to take the Jersey Flegg Cup outside of New South Wales since 1993. And the last team to do that was the Canberra Raiders.
Wow, that is a great stat to note, of course, in this competition. For the Panthers, though, let's give some positives, because there's been good plays.
Yeah.
Bunting's getting himself involved, which is important to note, but it shows that, and you can't do this every time, but it just seems that they've got to get the ball to Lids, because Lydiard is the key. Both tries, he had to do some work. Like those passes to him, he still had to make the ground, because he used the sideline like a precipice on a couple of occasions when he scored both. So the question is, you can't constantly go there. But what do you do? What do you do in this situation? Because the Panthers' options, they haven't really used the left as well as they could. Like, you got Murphy, where he hasn't seen much of the ball, has he really?
He hasn't touched it.
In defence he has, bringing it back off his own line, sure, but in the corner, I mean, you've got to be using that left side. I think that's where Lamont's got to step up as well, the 5'8". You know, he's known for his little chip kicks, little bombs, little creativity inside the 30, inside the quarter. I think Lamont's got to step up as the 5'8" and take a little bit more control and take a bit of pressure off Bunting, because Bunting's that first receiver on that right edge where Lydiard is, but on the left edge, I think Lamont's just got to step up. Armstrong's a great player. He's got some good meters inside him, inside the red zone, so if they go to the left side, they might trick up the Storm there, but they've got to strike early in the second half to have any chance.
But we've seen that on a few occasions, Connor, this season, where Lamont lets Bunting do most of the work in the halves, and we sort of want to see Lamont a little bit more injected.
Oh, definitely. And given this is his last game for the Panthers, because he'll be going elsewhere next year, you just want him to step up a little bit and show some of that form that he's been very, very good in that 5-back role all season for the Panthers. So I'll be very, very surprised if he doesn't perform in this second half. I'll be very, very surprised too if Nick Murphy doesn't get a bit of ball time as well, because he was very quiet in that first half for the Panthers.
So, sorry, John, I was just going to say, we're about to see Melbourne come onto the field. The music's been in the background blaring. It's funny, they can't use two AC/DC songs for these teams now, because Melbourne, obviously, they always play Thunderstruck. Normally, when the Panthers walk onto the field, you always hear Hell's Bells, but you can't have two AC/DC songs. To mind you, we could call this the Battle of Akadaka.
Well, yeah, you could.
So Melbourne's back on. Boys, quickly, how do we see this game? What do the Panthers need to do to win? Quick.
Score points and quickly.
Got to go to Murphy's wing.
Okay, and Connor?
Melbourne. I think Melbourne have got it in the bag. They've just been so good in that first half. I think they'll do it again.
Connor McNally's on the sideline alongside the voice of reason, Justin Pineda, and one of the most excitable and one of the great callers in the game, John O'Farr. Take it away for the last 40 of the Flegg season, unless we go to extra time.
He said it now.
He said it.
Well, we're only 10 points away for the Panthers. If they can score first and early, well, they'll certainly give themselves every chance of that. The Panthers are on the left side of your radio dial, the Melbourne Storm on the right. Glorious conditions here, good-sized crowd at Combank. And we've got a wonderful position high above it all. This is one of the great grounds in rugby league. It is so well designed. And whomever put this together needs a big pat on the back, because the team that put this stadium together in every facet deserves all the credit it gets. Love coming here for rugby league. Underway from the Panthers, and the Storm will bring it back through Clark, and they'll be tackled about 15 metres out from their line. So from dummy half they go Bowden, shifts the ball across field, and they'll give it out there to Tuamalata Brown, who set up Peel for that first try. Across the line to Bowden, gives the ball away, and the Storm take it just past 30. Bowden, who's been effective from dummy half, goes the little shoot and scoot, fires the pass. Straight up the middle goes Clark. Clark busts his way over half, over the 40 and almost to 30. Great run from the interchange player. From dummy half they go Bowden, Brettle, kick to the corner. Brettle puts the kick down into the corner. Chance for Lydiard to pick it up. Great defensive effort there from Jennings to put him to ground though. And another set of 6, JP, for the Storm.
It was just a steady set there from Melbourne. I know we'll get a try. Just pulled a kicking behind the defensive line, and poor old Dry Lydia just had to play the ball and take it into touch. It's probably not the start what Penrith wanted, but they've got to try and execute this short restart here, because I'll say this won't go long. Penrith will try and retrieve this ball here.
So they're having a massive board meeting in the in-goal area now, the Panthers. Lutzy says play on, and they do.
Oh, geez, I'm wrong.
That's gone 43 on the fly. To the halfway line, it bounces for Morris and finds Clark. And he just steams his way up the middle of Combank and goes inside 40. Brettle from acting half goes to Morris. Shifts it to Con. The Jersey Flegg Player of the Year. Plays it 35 out from the Panthers line. Bowden. Blundell. Lost ball, Hinchy. Picked up by the Panthers. Away it goes to Edgar, the fullback. And Edgar's put to ground. Crucial mistake there from Hinchy. And Edgar now plays it just outside his quarter line. To Owie, to Nullival. Panthers look a little bunched up. They need to spread it out a little bit, their back line. He'll play it just short of 30. To Owie, gives the ball away. And now the Panthers will take it up through Lamotto. He'll play it 15 short of the half. To Owie, to Lydiard. Lydiard, he's getting some good metres. Goes to the halfway line with post-contact metres. To Owie. Patea. Over the half, over the 40. This is better from the Panthers. To Owie from dummy half. Edgar floats the pass. Gives it away to Wigmore. Wigmore in some space. Wigmore stops and props. Now pushes away some more Melbourne defence. Goes inside the quarter line. He's brought to ground 15 short, right near the western touchline. To Owie goes left side. Comes back to Edgar. Edgar floats it. Wigmore, little kick into the in-goal area. That'll have too much meat on the bone. And a tap restart for Melbourne from the quarter line.
Looking very threatening when they went towards their right-hand side, but Jono, again, looks very... Melbourne defence just read that like a book. I think they've got to try target on the Murphy wing, because he just haven't touched a footy yet on the attacking side.
So Williams takes it upfield. Bowden from dummy half. Now they give it to Chua-Malata-Brown, who goes to the halfway line. From dummy half, it's Bowden. Floats the pass across. Con gets some good metres and plays it to the 40-metre line inside opposition territory. Bowden to Hinchy. Hinchy straight up the middle. Getting some good metres here, the Storm. From dummy half, they go to Brettle. Floats the pass across. Gives it nicely there to Lenkild-Farlair, who plays it just on the quarter line. Dummy half, they'll go through Bowden. Bowden goes for a little shoot and scoot, goes right to Clark, goes right to Morris. Morris picked up Edgar for the Panthers now, has it. And Edgar will play at 15 out. Connor McNally sideline, how are you seeing it?
Well, I've just had a chat with both teams during that halftime break, or just as they come back from the halftime break. Melbourne are very, very happy with the way things are at the moment. Cycle football, Penrith, they just need to really apply some pressure to the Panthers here, to the Storm, and they're doing that as approaching the halfway line.
And they'll go from dummy half to Owie will have it. It'll be a penalty here, though. Sloppy play the ball. Panthers wanted the advantage. I'd be kicking for touch here, JP.
Get a massive touch finder. Penrith just getting that ascendancy early in this second half. And as well, too, they've just got Melbourne. I wouldn't say they're Melbourne on the ropes, but their discipline has just got to be composed as they find touch 41 metres away there from their try line. They've got to go try through the middle forwards to get them tire themselves out before the end of this one.
It's Vialalo that plays it to Owie. Goes across the line. Bunting to Wigmore. Ravens come on for the Panthers in 14. To Owie now from dummy half. Gives it away. There's Raven. Floats it Lamont. Across the back line. Lost footy. It's a drop ball there by Fayamani, and the Storm have come up with it. And Preston Con, the second rower for Melbourne, gets it to almost the 40 inside their own half. About 14 short of the halfway line. Bowden from dummy half. Gives it away to Peel. Peel gets away from one. Tell you what, there's a lot about Peel. I can see a lot of Billy Slater in this kid, the way that he runs. And they go up the middle there. And Melbourne take it through Williams. He'll play it 5 short of the halfway line. Bowden from dummy half. Gives it away. Clark gets some good metres. Goes over the halfway line into opposition territory. Bowden from dummy half. Little shoot and scoot up the middle. Bowden looks for support on the right, but a try-saving tackle from Tawawi puts him to ground, 12 out. Brettle from dummy half, stops and props, floats the pass, Peel, right under the black dot. And Melbourne lead it 24-10.
Peel was straight through. He straight through and he finished first in the race. He just stormed it through. Penrith's defence was standstill. They were stuck in concrete. And Peel was just saying, I'm going to bag myself a double here in this grand final. And I'll tell you what, he'll be edging close to this man on the match way this Melbourne Storm attack is going. It's been very, very clinical as we go through this replay. Nice just busting right through the middle of the field here. The supporter was there, but Panthers defence got there. Gets that quick play of the ball. Penrith's defence just slowly retreating. Great work there, dummy by the halfback. Hill just, he sliced them up like a mud cake, and he just gets another 4-pointer on the board. And honestly, John, I kid you no joke, he'll be up there for the player of the game, the way this guy's going at the moment.
Well, he scored the first try to start the game, and he scored the first try of the second half. And Connor McNally sideline as Morris gets set for this conversion from right in front. Melbourne look dangerous, mate.
Mate, they look very, very dangerous. If anything, I hate to say it, I think they've got this one in the bag. You said before at the start of the second half, Penrith needed to score first in that second half. If they have any chance to stay in this match, it's Melbourne that scores early in the second half, and I think it's going to be all done and dusted within the next few minutes.
So Morris has got this kick from right in front. 10 out. This to make it 26 points to 10. It's a big mountain to climb for Penrith if they're going to do it. Morris converts the Peel try, and it's 26 points to 10, JP.
Well, Penrith, they've got to climb up Mount Kosciuszko, Mount Everest, all the mountains they've got to try and climb and get this one. Because you just sense Melbourne score first, it will just be an avalanche of points, and the points may come here for the Melbourne Storm, because I just think the Penrith side is just slowly just tiring out as we speak.
And Melbourne take it up from the restart through Clark and get it to almost the quarter line, but great Penrith defence puts him back to almost the 10. Bowden from dummy half. Across the line they go. And a good run there from the 15 in Blundell to take it up. Bowden again, some valuable metres up the middle. Tawawi tries to put him to ground. They'll play it about 9 short of the halfway line. Storm looking good. Peel, Morris, Con. They go up the middle now and get to the halfway line. They took the scenic route to get there. Bowden to Blundell. Blundell now takes it to almost the 40 and does with post-contact metres. That's 5 gone for the Storm. From dummy half, it's Bowden. Back to Morris for the kick. Up it goes, down it comes, high they fly, and it's Murphy that takes the kick. On that far side, Murphy pushes away one. Back they come, and now the Panthers will take it. Fayamani just out of his 10. So from dummy half, the Panthers will take an eternity to play it. There should have been a penalty, I reckon. Con was all over him as Lydiard now goes to ground, and Lankill-Farlair puts him to ground for the Storm. 15 out, good defence from the Storm. Across the back line to Patea. Storm looking a little offside at times. Lydiard now. Very sheepish the way that he runs at the defensive line, but he gets it to the 40, 10 short of the half. Tawawi, Bunting, kick across field. And that ball will find touch on the eastern side, and Liam Williams will watch it go over the touchline.
Just very flat, that set there, Penrith. Forwards are just not commanding the ball. They weren't running straight. They were going north and south on all parts of the compass. Gee whiz, Penrith, they've got to get back to the basics of running hard, getting straight, and as well too, got to force Melbourne into errors at the moment. They won't shoot themselves in the foot here with the next 30 minutes left to go here in this game.
So Melbourne play at 10 short. Bowden to Clark. Clark gets some good metres, but some strong Panthers defence. Hold him in the standing tackle. Bowden from dummy half. Lost footy there from Hinchy. Picked up by the Panthers, and Edgar's away. Edgar, very Dylan Edwards-like in the way that he runs, goes over the halfway line. Penrith really need a try here. Lamont from dummy half. Patea. He'll go to the 40. 10 into opposition territory. Melbourne look a little fatigued to get back on side. Raven goes across to Armstrong. Bunting just held up the pass nicely. They go to the 30-metre line. Tawawi from acting half. Tawawi goes inside the quarter. There's a penalty, JP.
Held him down, tackling player too long here. Penrith on the charge here. Looks like they'll take the tap and go.
They trail by 14. Can they get back? At the line, the Panthers will play it inside the quarter. Tawawi now from acting half. Raven holds up the pass. Goes to Bunting. Loose one, Patea. Patea stops and props. And he'll go to almost the 10-metre line. About 13 out from the line, close to the western touchline. Lydiard. Is that a sloppy play, the ball?
No, just knocked on there. Just a bit too quick to play the ball. Penrith in really good field position, and they just bobbled it up 11 metres away there from the try line.
Connor McNally sideline. Are you seeing any difference between the two sides after that try to Peel?
At the moment, I think Penrith just look a little bit more deflated. I'm just watching the bench right now for the Panthers, and they're not as excited as they were at the beginning of the first half. The Melbourne Storm, they're very, very calm about things at the moment, particularly after that half-time break. But they have that 16-point advantage. They'll just want to continue this flow going and hopefully wrap this up in the next few minutes.
So the Panthers now go from attack to defence. And Chumalata Brown plays it on the quarter line, and as he lost the footy.
Penalty.
So Armstrong appealed to Lutzy, but Lutzy says no.
Even Lionel Hutz will agree with that call.
It's a good man, Lionel. It's underrated. Morris finds some touch on the sideline into a really healthy crowd here at CommBank Stadium.
Lionel Hutz always wins all these cases.
Absolutely he does, 100% record. They play to the halfway line, the Storm. Another set of 6 for them. Bowden from dummy half to Clark, who's been effective in this grand final. Plays it 5 into opposition territory. Bowden from dummy half. Gives it away to Morris and on to Con, who just bumps his way through like a pinball and goes about 35 short. Bowden, floating pass, back to Blundell. No relation to James the Singer. Goes inside 30. From dummy half, it's Bowden. On to Morris and on to Clark. No relation to Michael. Goes to the 10. Good metres here from the Storm. Bowden from dummy half. Goes right side, finds Morris. Floating pass to Con. Con, basketball pass. Murphy picked up by Edgar. Edgar seems to think he's away. And JP, you saw it better than me.
Looks like there was a knock on both sides, and so he said Penrith knocked it on first. No, it looks like the referee pointed out there that Penrith knocked it on first from here. Was it that contest?
Well, that pass from Con looked forward.
Oh, gee whiz.
That basketball pass from Con looked forward anyway. So Melbourne have got the ball and they're inside the quarter line, 15 out from the scrum base. If they score here, one hand will firmly be on the trophy.
I'm going to add 2 fingers as well too.
From dummy half they go. Bowden to Morris. Floats the pass. Across the line they go. Oh. Williams in some space. Out wide.
No!
No try. Whoa, the Panthers have come from everywhere. No try there. Was that Chumalata Brown in the corner? Doesn't matter because it's no try. So the Panthers have got it. It was an effort from Williams. And he gave it out to Chumalata Brown, who's gone into touch. Oh. So the Panthers have the footy on 30. Ebbs and flows in this grand final, but Penrith, they need to score points. They trail by 16 with 24 to go. There is still time if they get a move on. Tawawi, Raven, Bunting, Armstrong. Pinballs his way through the defence. 5 short of the halfway line. Tawawi to Raven, goes right to Scanlon. Scanlon finds himself on the halfway line, almost in the middle of CommBank. Tuowie from acting half, floats the ball to Raven. Raven takes it up and goes about 8 into opposition territory. From dummy half they go. Bunting floats the pass. Wigmore. Wigmore in some space. Gets through a couple. And again, but eventually brought to ground by Clark in a sliding tackle. 5 gone for the Panthers. From Tuowie to Bunting. The high kick. Lydiard. Picked off by Morris for the Storm. And the Storm will play it 5 out.
Got to mount on the pressure here, Penrith. Got to keep them down inside their own red zone. But Peel is just peeling the Panthers defenders away from him. But could that be that momentum changer, that try from the scrum base that wasn't allowed? Could that help Penrith just slowly get back into the contest? They're trailing by 16. Still plenty of time left, but they've got to force the Storm into errors.
Well, if they've got any chance, JP, they've got to score on the next set of 6, and they've got to keep Melbourne inside their own half here. They're at 40 at the moment. Along the back line, Bowden to Clark. Geez, a racing tackle there as Clark gets some metres over the halfway line. That's 5 gone for the Storm. Bowden, Brettle, kick downfield is a good one. Into the waiting arms of Edgar at the back. Edgar gets away from 1, but is brought to ground about 15 out from the line. Hinchy's really slow to get to his feet there. I reckon that could have been a penalty as Lydiard now takes it for Penrith. And Lydiard now goes to the quarter line. From dummy half they go. And they're ragdolled to ground, Murphy. Tuowie now from acting half. Across the back line they go. Scanlon will take it just past 30. Tuowie from acting half, goes to Lydiard. Lydiard now gets some metres and goes to the 40-metre line. He'll play it about 8 metres short of the halfway line. Tuowie from acting half, across the back line to Bunting, who puts a towering barrel kick downfield. Goes into some open real estate. Murphy at the ball, tap back, picked away. Now it goes to Fayamani. Penrith have still got it, but Melbourne have come up with it through Morris. And another chance goes begging for Penrith, JP.
The kick wasn't bad, but it was just like Fayamani and Murphy try to bring the ball back in field, but there was no Panthers players create offence. Melbourne don't need to score here. They just almost can go 1 out of the ruck, get to their set of 6 and just play field position for the next 22 minutes.
I tell you what, Peel has been watching plenty of videos of Billy Slater. It's identical.
Oh, boy.
And that's a forward pass. Commentator's curse.
Well, if that was Rugby League 26, John, they probably would have awarded that pass.
So Newton Fade, the pass to him was forward. A few issues with that game, I hear.
Major issues.
I'm sure they'll get it sorted. And so it'll be a scrummy to Penrith. Connor McNally, we go sideline. Penrith have got to score on this set of 6.
Well, they need to do it now or never. The Penrith faithful, particularly from their own teammates right behind me, they're really cheering them on. They really need to score in this scrum set as they now go towards their right edge.
And it's Bunting to Wigmore. Wigmore over the halfway line. Oh, picked off there by Brettle. Intercepted. He goes inside the corner. Brettle goes under the posts. And the Storm, they get both hands, I reckon, now on the cup.
Both hands on the cup. Gee whiz. Jono, you can't get a better gift wrap present of a New South Wales Jersey Flegg competition on a platter. The ball was handed to him on a platter. And Brettle almost ran away, steamed away like a Breville kettle and scored. Scores a try that will win them the premiership. Off the scrum base, Brettle, he just flicked the switch. It started boiling. And look at him go. Boiling, and the hot water's done. Time to pour out the Breville hot water, and Brettle scores a try.
Well, Brettle loves every bit of that. And so he should. It was a brilliant individual effort to intercept.
Or dare I say, John, I never thought I would say this. Hashtag those individual brilliance.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. So 30 points to 10. And now Morris has this kick for 2 more points. He's right in front of the sticks. 10 out. 19 and a half to go. And Penrith, they just don't look like they're going to come back with what we've seen unless Melbourne really go against the grain with the style of footy they're playing. They're seizing every opportunity they can get their hands on, literally. And Brettle raced away to score a great try. And maybe, probably, a premiership for the Storm. Morris converts the Brettle try, and it's 32 points to 10 in the Jersey Flegg Grand Final.
Just clinical here, the Storm. We talked about them scoring. They scored first in the second half. You knew they were going to mount on the points and mounting on slowly, and this could be the next. Well, we know how quickly modern rugby league can change. 22 minutes with 19 minutes left to go. It is a tough ask, but modern rugby league, you just don't know. But we're just looking at this Melbourne team. Again, we know why they're class. We know why they finished first in this competition. We know why they're minor premiers, and they are 19 minutes away from winning the Jersey Flegg competition.
And Peel takes it from a short kick-off and plays it on 30. Murga, across the back line they go. Hinchy bumps his way through the defence, plays it to almost 40, 12 short of the half. Murga, across to Clark, who again just ricochets back to Murga. Murga's got some toe through the middle. Goes over the halfway line and he's put to ground.
Oh, look out.
Bowden's come from a couple of suburbs away to get involved in that. There's a big push and shove in the middle of Combank right now. And there's plenty of fire and brimstone in it. JP, that started out of nothing, really.
That escalated real quickly.
And it hasn't stopped. Lutzie's got his work cut out for him here. Connor McNally sideline. What did you make of the big hoo-ha?
Well, I've got to say, Preston Con, he's very fired up at the moment. He was being pulled away by a couple of Penrith players to try and get out of that melee there, but Preston Con absolutely fired up, and rightly so. It just came absolutely out of nowhere.
It was a late high shot from Moran there for the Panthers on Murga. That might have had something to do with it.
Well, that started the whole thing and it escalated real quickly. Do I just said it'll be 12 on 12 for the next 17 and a bit minutes?
Possibly.
The way it sort of went.
Penalty's gone to Melbourne.
It feels like there's more here.
And Bowden is coming out to have a chat with Con. So let's see what happens here.
Yep.
So 10 in the bin, and that's for Bowden. No hesitation from Lutzy there. Bowden will spend 10 minutes off the field, so he'll come back with about 7 to go.
Hold on. Yep.
And now the Penrith Panthers, they will get their comeuppance. And I reckon Moran will probably go as well. So Bunting's not particularly happy with it. So we're down to 12 on 12, as you said, JP. So Bowden's gone, and so too Moran. And Melbourne will go for a goal. 40 out, right in front of the sticks. Ross Conlon used to do this for Balmain back in the day. Golden Boots Part 2.
I can understand making this a 4-score game, but it's actually not a bad idea for Melbourne. Just cool the Jets.
Well, 24 points it'll be if he's successful. 22 at the moment, 17 to go.
I don't blame him. Just probably chills out the forwards, get a bit of breathing space. But I'm just surprised how quickly it just escalated.
Well, that's the frustration of the grand final, and it's got to do with scoreboard pressure. So Morris has this kick from probably 41 out and right in front in opposition territory. This to make it 34 points to 10 for the Melbourne Storm. They've got one hand on the cup. This will put at least 3 of the 5 fingers. High and long, and he's missed it.
At least he found touch.
He did find touch with that.
So the rarities of rugby league, Jono, a 20-metre dropout. A rarity.
We've seen a couple of those. We saw that at half time.
Got to go. I was about to say go short,
And
but
the Panthers have well and truly kicked the skin off it. And Morris will take it up for the Storm. He'll play it about 8 short of the halfway line. 15 to go. And they get some metres there through Newton Fardair over the halfway line. Dummy half, they go to Clark.
Oh.
Clark bumps and waves his way. Scanlon just getting a bit touchy there. So Hewen from dummy half, straight up the middle. Hewen in some space. He's only come onto the field a couple of minutes ago. After Bowden spent a bit of time in the bin. From dummy half, it's Brettle. Peel, a hat-trick. Oh. Lutzy says he's held up. Oh. There was inches between grass and the ball on that occasion. A beautiful pass from Brettle to Peel. Melbourne, 10 out. Newton Fardair for the line.
turnover.
And it's a turnover, so the Panthers will play it. They'll play it a couple of metres out from the line. Along the back line they go. Lamont takes it upfield. Goes and plays it about 12 out from dummy half. Tuaui. Some more metres here for the Panthers. And Vailalo now with the footy. Tuaui. Bunting. Patea. Goes to the 30-metre line. Tuaui now from dummy half. Goes the short side to Bunting. Floats the pass, Patea. Patea bumps his way out of a couple of tackles. In some space. Falls to ground and goes to the 40. About 8 short of the halfway line. Tuaui from dummy half. Straight up the middle. Oh, he had Edgar on his right there. Didn't use him. Dummy half they go. Bunting with the kick. High it goes. Down to Peel. He races away. And a great tackle low to ground from Lamont puts him to ground on the 10. Morris cross there. And Jennings will play the footy. From dummy half they go Peel. Gives the ball away to Chuamalata Brown. Floats the pass back. And Peel gets the catch. And plays it on 30. From dummy half they go. Good run there from Williams. He'll play it 15 short of the halfway line. Quick little shoot and scoot from Hewen to Murga. Getting metres up the middle. 5 gone from the Storm. 5 short of halfway line. Hewen to Morris. Morris puts the kick downfield. Murphy takes it off his quarter line. Murphy runs at the line and he's brought to ground on 30. How are you seeing the Storm and the Panthers at the moment, JP?
Storm don't need to do anything stupid at the moment. They've just got to keep it simple. Penrith with 30 minutes left to go. Just got to throw the ball around and hopefully they get a try from this set. But it's just been all Melbourne in this game here, John. And they haven't had a foot wrong in here in this one. They just haven't allowed Penrith back into this game.
And Wigmore goes inside the 40. From dummy half, it's Tuaui. Little shoot and scoot up the middle. Oi, Hewen gets him high. Goes inside the quarter line. Floats it back, Lamont. Play on, says the referee. Lamont floats the pass. Scanlon gives the ball away. Vailalo, Raven, quick hands. Picked off by the Storm. What's Lutzy said there, JP?
Knock on Penrith. And that just probably sums up Penrith's day. It's been an unlike Penrith performance here in this grand final. Actually, sorry, Penrith have the scrum fan. My apologies. So look at the replay. So probably Melbourne made a play at the ball somewhere.
Well,
it was accidental.
It's come off the legs of the Panthers player. He didn't touch it, but anyway, that's so. Well, Penrith have got the footy here.
I honestly thought Penrith knocked on that ball.
Well, the pass went to Fayamani, but he didn't touch it. He just came off his legs. So anyway, that's what they've gone with. So it'll be a scrum to pack down 10 metres short. Murphy, Lamont, Bunting floats the pass, gives it away to Edgar. Edgar stops and props. Goes back to the quarter line. Good tackle from Hewen. Tuowie now from dummy half, floats a ball across to Bunting, wheels around to Scanlon, who just bumps his way through the defence, floats it back to Edgar. Edgar gives it to Lamont. Lamont floats the pass away to Fayamani. Fayamani in some space inside the 10. Great defensive effort there from Morris. 5 short of the line. Murphy from dummy half. Murphy goes himself. He'll play it a couple of metres short of the line, right on the eastern side. Fayamani to Lamont. Lamont holds up the pass to Bunting, floats it to Edgar. Edgar gives it Patea. Patea in some space. Patea tries to get rid of the defence of Brettle, and he's put to ground on the 10-metre line close to the western touchline. Broadcast side, Edgar, Bunting, short ball, Tuowie! Penrith are over! And now it's 32-14 with 11 to go.
Just nice work in the middle of the ruck there. Get that little short ball. Penrith score quick. Wiley and Penrith giving themselves a little glimmer of life here. 32-14, kick to come. 10.5 left to go here. This kick from Lydiard. He'll get this, but like Penrith have got to, how do you call this? They've got to be perfect, but as well too, Melbourne have got to try and donate a few penalties for them if they want to get back into this game.
So Jensen Tuowie with a try, and now Lydiard with a conversion. He's successful. It's 32-16 with 10 to play. I think if Penrith, it's tough. Penrith are really going to have to play their best 10 minutes of the season here to win this. Connor McNally, let's go sideline. Can the Panthers do it?
No.
Okay.
I don't see it. I know it sounds like wishful thinking. Melbourne have just been way better in terms of attack and offence to the Panthers this afternoon. It has just been a stellar performance by the Melbourne side, and they're on their way to taking the Jersey Flegg Cup outside of New South Wales for the first time in 32 years, and the first time to Victoria.
Well, there you go. 1993, you mentioned the Canberra Raiders were the first to do it outside of the state, and Melbourne now, they look likely to do it the first time since then. So Lutzy blows time on. Morris with the long kick-off. And Penrith through Bunting, gives it to Edgar, floats it out, Lamont in some space, and he's put to ground by the Melbourne defence on his quarter line. Tuowie from dummy half, the try scorer to Bunting, gives it away to Fayamani, and Hewen and Morris put him to ground on 30. They're close to the eastern touchline. Tuowie from dummy half, floats it to Bunting, Bunting gives it away. Now to Hansen, who gets some valuable metres upfield, and he'll play it 9 short of the line. Quick one from dummy half. Tuowie, not the best pass to Edgar. Edgar tries to get away from Con, and Morris puts him to ground. Good 2-on-1 there from the Storm. 9 short of the halfway line. Tuowie now to Scanlon. Scanlon will take it up, and he'll play it 5 short of the halfway line. Tuowie, floating pass. Edgar in some space, gives it away to Faymani. Oh, Faymani had Murphy down the eastern touchline, but he held onto it too long, JP.
Should have given it to him.
And I reckon Murphy was away there. Here's the head-on shot. JP, take us through it.
Just through the pass. He had him outnumbered there.
He was there. Yeah. He was in. I don't think Con would have got him. Anyway, great defence from the Storm on the edge. Morris cops the knock. He's played a great game, JP.
Yeah, it's interesting who the player of the match is going to be.
Connor McNally sideline. Who's your best from each side?
I think for me, Jariah Lydiard for the Panthers, but definitely Hugo Peel. He has been absolutely electric, and that try to score the opening try of the match and then the opening try in the second half, he deserves my pick of player of the match should the Melbourne Storm win this one, and they've got another 8 minutes remaining.
So Melbourne take it up the middle, and they go to the halfway line. Lankild Farley goes into opposition territory. From dummy half, Hewen. Good metres from the big man. Had an effective start since he came on after Bowden came off. He'll come on very shortly, I reckon. Brettle to Clark, who's played well. Clark, he gets some good metres and goes inside the quarter. He'll play it right in front of the sticks, 15 out from the line. Hewen from dummy half, floating past Morris, gives it away to Peel. Peel to Con. Con pivots and spins his way like Torval and Dean. Goes inside the 10. That was the last tackle. So Penrith JP will have it.
Penrith will have it. They've got to go all the way. And I think we're back to 13 on 13 now. And geez, just Melbourne just managing the game style. And the clock with 7 minutes left to go. Edging closer to their first competition win in the New South Wales Cup Jersey Flegg competition.
So Moran back on the field, floats it to Bunting. Bunting stops and props, gives the ball away. Out wide they go down the touchline through Patea. Brilliant effort there from Murga to try and stop him the first time. Gets him on the second attempt along with Bowden, who's back on the field. So we're back to 13 on 13. Moran from dummy half, floats the pass across. Bunting gives the ball away. Lamont, quick little one to Wigmore. Wigmore in space, but well read by the Melbourne Storm defence. They'll play it inside 30. They go straight up the Hey Diddle Diddle. From Tuaui from dummy half, goes to Bunting, floats the pass back. Scanlon in some space, and he'll go inside the quarter line, about 18 short, closer to the western touchline. Tuaui from dummy half, Bunting floats the pass. Edgar looks for some space, back to Tuaui, floats the ball in no man's land. Picked up Patea, loose footy Murga, down the touchline. Brilliant work from Murga, soccer skills on offer. Murga hard after the footy, regathers, can't quite get it on the bounce. Murga picks it up, he's knocked it forward, picked up by Murphy. Murphy brings it back, straight up the middle, gives the ball away. Vaiolalo over the halfway line, straight up the middle, and goes bang into Satrick. And Lydiard's come from everywhere to get involved. Oh my goodness, Connor McNally sideline. What a piece of play that was in the grand final.
I honestly thought Melbourne were going to get that with that soccer ball effort there. It just they almost pulled it off, but just very unlucky to knock it on there. And Penrith, they just looked like, oh, we're gonna go for it here. And unfortunately, Gabriel Satrick, built like a brick outhouse, brings Penrith to a halt.
Oh, what?
What's Lutzy done here, JP?
Report, just on report, not 10 in the bin.
Okay. So Bunting gives the ball away, and now Scanlon in some space. So Penrith have the footy, and they're in opposition territory and inside the 30. From dummy half, it's Tuaui. Goes left side, Bunting. Swings the ball around. Gives it to Wigmore. Wigmore, with post-contact meters, gets it to about the quarter line and does. He's tackled on the red stripe. Dummy half is Tuaui. Goes left side, Bunting. Bunting holds up the pass, puts Hansen through a hole. Hansen back to Tuaui. Tuaui now. Tackled over the top. Inside the 10. Edgar. Straight up the middle. Tackled 5 short of the line. I reckon Penrith could score here, but Edgar's taking his time to get up to the field. Copped a bit of a knock. Tuaui from dummy half. Lamont floats the pass. Bunting gives the ball. Bunting to Moran. Moran, it's picked off there by the Storm. They're away, and they go through Jennings, and they go to the 30-metre line. It was a one-on-one strip, and the Storm have it on 30. Brittle from dummy half, floats the ball away. Clark now gets some good metres. Moran in a one-on-one tackle. Pops the pass, back it comes. Through the pack they go. The Storm. Satrick over the halfway line. 4.5 to go before full time. Goes across the line, Morris. Peel in some space. Straight up the middle, looks for support and goes inside 40. Dummy half is Satrick, floats it to Morris. Crowd don't like the pass. What's Lutzy said, JP?
He called that forward. Right place, right time. I just think he was expecting the advantage. Penrith picked up that ball, but just getting closer here for the Melbourne Storm. 4 minutes left to go here. Penrith want to try and pack this scrum quickly. Don't blame Melbourne if they want to take their time to pack this one.
Do not enter the field of play at any time. You will be arrested, charged, fined $5,500 and be banned for 24 months.
Well, there you go, 2-year ban if you have a bit of a scarper onto the field. Wow. That's a good stretch away from Combank.
They'll probably do a GoFundMe page.
From dummy half, it's Tuaui. Bunting floats the pass, lost footy, back to Bunting. And it's a lost footy there. So Melbourne will have possession And JP, is there time for one more for the Storm?
The way it should, I hope so, and just give my man the ball to Hugo Peel to get it himself, back himself a hat-trick.
For a hat-trick, yeah, good. He'd definitely get player of the match then.
He's just been in absolutely everywhere in this game here this afternoon, Jono. Right place, right time. He's sort of given that Melbourne Storm that little oomph in this game, which not much which they needed. And again, this quality of this Melbourne Storm, I can't believe we're saying this Melbourne Storm in a New South Wales Cup competition. I got to win Jersey Flegg. It's going to be incomprehensible in the next few minutes.
Bowden to Morris. Morris goes to the 30. Well, the trophy's going south of the border. Can they put the icing on the premiership cake? Satrick takes it upfield. Can Peel get that elusive hat-trick? They go inside 30. It's been a wonderful performance from the Storm. Bowden to Hewen. Hewen goes inside the quarter. About 16 short of the line, closer to the western touchline. Bowden to Brettle, run around, straight up the middle. Melbourne take it forward, this time through Jennings. And Jennings will play it just short of the line. Bowden from dummy half, floats the ball across field to Brettle. Brettle stops and props, looks for support. It comes a little too late, and a great tackle there from Lamoto puts him to ground. 11 short of the line, slow to his feet is Brettle. Bowden from dummy half, floats it back. Morris, kick for the corner. High they go. Down it comes. It's a try. Melbourne have scored through Williams. Lutzy will go upstairs and point to the spot. Game, set, premiership for the Melbourne Storm. That's it. What a performance.
All arise for the new champions of the Jersey Flegg competition, the Melbourne Storm. You're wondering why they finished first. They're showing class, they've showed brilliance, and my goodness gracious me, they are 90 seconds away from the premiership. Penrith are in despair. Well, let's be fair. Melbourne gone out in this grand final, and they've wanted this trophy here. Flegg. Here's the kick there from Morris, a pinpoint accurate kick. Pass went back, and great work there from Liam Williams. Was just bobbing there, right place, right time to score. Let's just say the final try of this grand final with a little over 60 seconds left to go.
Well, what a performance from this Melbourne Storm team. Connor McNally sideline. This has been a day to remember for the Purple Storm.
It has just been an absolute masterclass, and I think Craig Bellamy and his coaching staff will be watching this back in Melbourne, and he'll be absolutely thrilled with what they have established as an entity down in Melbourne to not only win NRL premierships left, right and centre over the many years that they've been in the competition, but this is their first non-NRL premiership that they are getting, and the Melbourne faithful on the eastern side are absolutely jubilant.
They certainly are. And now Morris has this kick from 5 in from the eastern touchline and about 27 out. He's got the very parochial Melbourne Storm crowd behind him, cheering him on. It's a low trajectory kick, and it's there. What a performance from the Melbourne Storm. Conversion successful to Morris. And with a few seconds remaining, Melbourne are going to win this 38-18, a 20-point victory. JP, did you see this coming earlier today?
Honestly, no. I thought this would be a nice tit-for-tat grand final, but Melbourne just winning. Oh, well, that's probably the only error they made of significance, as they'll have the scrum feed, but no, not would have seen this. But well done to the Melbourne Storm.
The crowd countdown in the background. Melbourne start celebrating early, but I reckon Lutzy will want the Panthers to have one last set of 6. It won't make a difference in this game, but kudos to Penrith. They're playing like the game is on the line. Bunting for the corner. There's the siren. In they go. To ground go the Storm with Jennings. And Melbourne Storm have won the Jersey Flegg Premiership for the very first time. It's an historic moment from the men from the south. They come from all parts to celebrate. This is a moment to savour and a memory that will last a lifetime.
Melbourne Storm winning a Jersey Flegg competition. Would you ever have thought in your wildest dreams a state dominated by AFL have a team in the National Rugby League Grand Final next weekend, have won New South Wales Cup competition? It is just remarkable, to be honest.
What a performance, eh? Connor McNally sideline. This team, it's maybe the start of something very special south of the border in the Jersey Flegg competition.
Absolutely, and I'm just going to try and get the captain, Preston Conn. Preston, we're live on air on radio. Do you just realise you've just created history for the Melbourne Storm? You've won the Jersey Flegg Cup for the first time, and for the first time in 32 years, taken the Jersey Flegg Cup outside of New South Wales.
Mate, this is unreal, eh? I can't believe it. It's awesome. Oh, God. It was tough there for a bit. We had to go through some very dark periods through that game, and I think our connection just got us through it. We love each other. We do anything for each other. So I think that's what sort of come down to, and we got it done. Yeah, it's unreal.
Player of the season in Jersey Flegg Cup, and now the premiership. Does it get any better than this?
It doesn't. Hey, I can't believe it. What a year! I couldn't thank my boys enough. My coaching staff, all the club. Oh, they've done an amazing job with us, and I can't believe it. Yeah, it's unreal.
Mate, I know you'll be enjoying the off-season. Will we see you in New South Wales Cup next year?
Yeah, mate, I hope so. That'd be the go.
Well done. Congratulations on the premiership.
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. Sideline there with Preston Conn. JP, they spoke about an amazing year, and it was a real brotherhood. Preston Conn spoke during the week leading up to the game, and they were hungry for this title. Well, they're no longer starving the Melbourne Storm.
No.
They've feasted on the Penrith Panthers.
They feasted on them, but they were so dominant as they go downstairs to Connor McNally.
Michael Jennings, congratulations. Sorry, I didn't mean to hit you there, but congratulations on the Jersey Flegg Premiership. How does this sound?
Yeah, it's unreal. So good.
Well, you scored a try during that match, and of course you kept Penrith on their toes for much of the 80 minutes. It's been like that all season, going tit for tat, and you've just been very, very effective all year.
Yeah, well, I think that comes all off our spine, mate. They've been unreal for us. 1 through to 9, all of them played out of their skin, especially the middle. Well, far out, they went good.
How does it feel to actually win a premiership in Jersey Flegg?
Mate, it's unreal. Been working for it for a long time. Our coach has been working hard. He's been putting in the hours, all our staff. Mate, it's unreal.
And it's the first premiership for the Storm outside of the NRL. This must be something extra special.
Yeah, that was a big thing for us, making history, being the first 21s team, win a premiership in the Jersey Flegg. It's never been done, so it's pretty cool that we can be the group that do it.
Well done, congratulations.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Well, what about that? The Melbourne Storm, victors in the Jersey Flegg, their first premiership in this competition. What a great achievement. And remember, it's not just a bunch of expat New South Welshmen going over to Victoria. There's a lot of Victorians in this lineup, and I think that's important to note, Jono.
It's a massive thing.
And the thing, it's growing the game in Melbourne, and this is going to absolutely help us. Jono, we've got to go to Connor once again.
Liam Williams scored the winning try for the Melbourne Storm, and it's a very sweet feeling to score a try in the grand final, and the winning one at that.
Yeah, that's right. I don't actually know if it was the winning one. I think we're up by a little bit, but I'll take credit for it.
Mate, it's been an impressive season for the Melbourne Storm. Obviously, in a state, rugby league's not the biggest sport down there, but you've certainly proven your worth against some very, very competitive teams in this competition.
Yeah, that's right. Most of us are out of state, a lot of Victorians in there as well, so it's good to have that blend. And, we've got no one else but each other down there, so whatever we do together, and I think it shows out on the field.
Well, it certainly was very special today to take the Jersey Flegg Cup outside of New South Wales for the first time in 32 years. Did you realise that?
No, I didn't, but it's a good feeling.
Well done, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah, it's a great stat when you think about it and what the Melbourne Storm have achieved. We will have the presentation shortly here on the Sydney Sports Radio Network, Hawkesbury Radio and Triple H 100.1 FM. What has been a great game of rugby league. The Melbourne Storm defeating the Penrith Panthers. Well, there'll be a lot of great talking points from this game, JP, but what the Storm were able to do, the importance of how they came out of the second half firing, and they just were able to put the Panthers to bed.
They just slayed them. It was like How to Train a Dragon, and they slay down the premiers as we go down to Coninick.
I've got Tyler Bunting. It's been a very, very tough final series for you guys, but just falling short. Commiserations.
Yeah, no, I think we were pretty good in the final series. Obviously, Melbourne came ready, and yeah, we just made it enough.
It was a hard slog throughout much of the first half, but then as soon as Melbourne started to reel in the points, it was just very hard to try and keep them at bay.
Yeah, well, when teams like that do get a roll on, it's hard to stop them, and that showed today.
On a personal perspective, how do you see this season? A success?
Oh, any team that gets into a grand final, it's a good year overall. You know, obviously you want the chocolates at the end, but still overall a great season for us.
Well, regardless of the result, congratulations and all the best for next season.
Appreciate it, people.
Conor McNally there on the sideline doing a great job getting all the interviews. Just shows how good we are as a team, being able to get it straight away. He was on the spot as we go downstairs for the presentation.
Grand final day, an outstanding first up grand final, and congratulations to the Melbourne Storm, just their second year in the Jersey Flegg competition, taking out the grand final by 38 points to 18. It's time for our presentation for the Jersey Flegg Cup, and firstly it gives me great pleasure to welcome our official party onto the stage. The President of the New South Wales Rugby League, Mr. Bob Millwood, OAM. Welcome to you, Bob. And joining him, Director of the New South Wales Rugby League, Kevin Green, AM. Welcome to you, Kevin. Before we get to the presentation to our players, we would like to recognise the contribution of our match officials in today's game. We ask them to come forward and accept their medallions for playing their part in today's game. Firstly, our referee, Daniel Ludringer. Our touch judges, Billy Greatbatch and Tom Stindle. And our in-goal judges, Michael Ford and Mitch Pitchsider. Once again, a big thank you to our referees for their contribution to today's grand final. It's now time to announce the player of the match for the Jersey Flegg Cup Grand Final for 2025. And it gives me great pleasure to announce the winner from the Melbourne Storm, the halfback, Dylan Bredall.
First of all, just like to say thank you to Penrith. You've been killing it for many, many years now. It was a tough game out there. I think that last 20 really showed the type of game it was. To the officials, thank you. We wouldn't have a competition without you in New South Wales Rugby League, so I thank you for that. To all the staff in Melbourne Storm, our staff, Mark, our coach, Dan, Jacko, Cade, Duff, Georgia, everyone. I'd like to thank everyone from Melbourne Storm staff for everything they've done for us. To our fans, most of you people are from Sydney and Queensland, and you've travelled out, so I thank you for that. And to our boys, we set out a mission on November 4th to become the champions and bring it back to Melbourne, and we did it, baby. Let's go.
Well done, congratulations to Dylan on being named our player of the match on grand final day. Well, they were certainly gallant in defeat, and they had a fantastic year, but unable to quite get over the line on grand final day. Congratulations, and please put your hands together for our runners-up, the Penrith Panthers. We ask their captain, Tyler Bunting, to come forward and say a few words.
Firstly, big thank you to New South Wales Rugby League putting on a good season. Melbourne, big congratulations. You were too good in the end. Coaching staff, fans, everyone, big thank you for the year. You know, it doesn't go unnoticed and we appreciate it. To our boys, big year. Didn't get the chocolates, but still good.
Yeah, congratulations to Tyler and the Penrith Panthers on another fantastic season for the club. And now it is time to present the winning medallions to our 2025 Jersey Flegg Cup champions, the Melbourne Storm. Let's start with the fullback, number 1, Hugo Peel. The winger, number 2, Amaziah Murga. In the centres, number 3, Mitchell Jennings. In the centres, number 4, Liam Williams. On the wing in number 5, Suolangi Tumalatu Brown. In the halves, number 6, Eli Morris. The halfback and man of the match in the grand final, Dylan Bredel. To the middle for the Premiers, number 8, KC Newton Farre. The hooker and number 9, Gabrielle Sartrick. Starting in the middle at number 10, Tallis Abel. The back row for the Storm, number 12, Xavier Lankild Farley. And the lock forward at number 13, Angus Hinchy. On the bench for the Storm, number 14, Jai Bowden. Number 15, Jordan Blundell. Number 16, Cooper Clark. And number 21, Stanley Hewitt. And the replacement player on grand final day, number 18, Jerry Musu. And finally, please welcome up onto the stage the captain of the Melbourne Storm, number 11, Preston Conn.
Firstly, thank you to New South Wales Rugby League and the match officials. Without you guys, we couldn't do what we do today. Congratulations, Penrith, on an awesome year. You should be extremely proud of yourselves. Grand finals don't come very often. You've had an amazing year, so thank you for the game. To our fans, we couldn't have done it without you. Cheering us on throughout the whole game, more vocal than anyone. To the club, thank you very much for the amazing year. Thank you for what you've done for us, our coaching staff, everyone behind the scenes working extremely hard, tirelessly to get us through to each game. To our boys, how good. Told us at the start of the year we'll be doing this. It's insane, unbelievable, how good.
And Preston will now accept the Jersey Flegg Cup off Bob and Kevin and will make his way down the stairs, join his teammate and enjoy the moment they've been waiting all season for. Ladies and gentlemen, the Jersey Flegg Cup premiers for 2025, the Melbourne Storm.
The Melbourne Storm winning the 2025 Jersey Flegg Grand Final. An absolute rip schnorter, and they well and truly deserve the victory. So, let's go through what was the try scorers for Melbourne. Hill, Jennings, Clark, Peel, Bredel and Williams. Morris, 6 from 6 plus a penalty goal. Lydiard getting 2 tries. Tortoy scoring a try for the Panthers. Lydiard 3 from 3. And both Bowden and Moran were sent to the bin. So Storm defeating the Panthers 38 points to 18. On the other side, the Women's Premiership Grand Final between the Knights and the Sharks.
You're listening to New South Wales Rugby League 25 on the Sydney Sports Radio Network.